Alright, you on there? Hey, it's Elliot again from Farrow's Lead Farm. Let's talk handguns for a second. So mostly we're interested in this dude here. This is the SIG's Army pistol, the M17 9mm here. And it's red dot capable, so I put this Leopold Deltapoint Pro on there, which is pretty neat in theory. The gun itself is, I guess, it's a good concept, but you can tell it's the cheapest gun out of all of these by far, feel-wise and shooting-wise. The trigger is very heavy, which I guess is fine, but the reset, it almost doesn't want to reset. I feel like if there was just one speck of dust in there, it wouldn't even reset. It's out of all these I've shot, the SIG is the least accurate here, and mostly that's just a lot has to do with the dot that I have on there. If you shoot a dot optic on your pistol, you're just, I don't know, you're just trying to be cool, because it's the dumbest possible fucking thing I've ever seen on a handgun, are these micro dots. If you want to shoot a dot like for competition, get them ultra dots with the tube, no parallax, I understand that, but these things are parallax monsters, and they're awful. On the SIG 320 here, not only do you lose the rear sight for this M17, but to put this thing on to get at it, so picture being a soldier, you have to remove the slide, remove the barrel, all that good stuff, and take off the extractor in the back, which has got two little tiny minute springs that you know for sure a soldier's going to lose immediately, just to put on your red dot sight. So my advice is, if you're going to get one of these things, never ever take that plate off, keep it with iron sights. You'll lose parts, and then you'll have to talk to SIG, which good luck doing that. They're so busy doing recalls on all their stuff that they don't have time for you, I'm sure of it. So anyway, it was a good effort. I guess the Cerakote looks okay on it, and that's about where the cool features kind of end on the SIG M17. So here's 6 other guns that are better by far than a SIG P320. So starting off from the bottom, this is a Canik TP9 SFX. It holds 20 rounds of 9mm, and it's actually got a very good trigger. So that's a better gun than this as well. FNS, this would have been a good one to go with. Also holds 17 rounds. Striker fired pistol, works, very accurate, good sights. The old Glock 19X, same thing. No frills, but if the Army was going to go with a gun, I would have said these 3 were the best that the Army should have went with, which is the Glock 19X, the CZ P10C, and then the Beretta M9A3, which is just a standby gun. But the Beretta is a very accurate gun. The CZ and the Glock are both fairly accurate as well. Kind of a neat gun by choice here that I threw in is the Beretta's APX. There's not a lot out there on this pistol, but it just feels really good. And it's easy to shoot. It's really ergonomically comfortable as far as 9mm handguns go. So anyway, all these guns are better than SIG's new M17. So I'm not saying this is the worst thing in the world. Like, you could have a Springfield Armory would be maybe the worst thing, or a High Point would be the worst thing, and then the SIG would be somewhere after those. So in review, if you have to have a SIG M17, don't put a dot on it, because you'll look like an idiot, and you'll lose all your parts. And secondly, try and trade it off real quick and get a good handgun. So anyway, let's shoot them, just see what happens. Do a little test fire and start off with the Beretta. Gotta love an M9. Grew up on an M9, as they say. Right. This is that APX Beretta, 9mm as well. Just comfortable, doesn't recoil a lot. The CZ-P10, this is real sticky in your hand, which is why I like the P10. And it's a great trigger. Alright. Glock 19X, no frills about it. Still pretty easy to shoot. Alright. I like it. Glocks always kind of come out high for me, but it is what it is. This FNS, I like this as well. You can also, it feels a lot like that Beretta APX, but same thing. Great trigger, real bright white sights. Hard to beat an FN. Plus made in America, so you gotta like that. Yeah. Like the orange followers. Beretta and CZ did that. TP9 SFX. This is more like a race gun. But I just threw it in there because it's fun to shoot and they're real reliable for the money. Alright, let's shoot this dude. The dot is just awful. I can't explain to you enough how terrible it is. Anyway, it works. You know, got to be careful with it. Don't drop it. Don't take it apart. Other than that, I actually do hope someone buys this from me after this stellar review here. Other cool side effect that's nice about having these dots, you know, especially for a combat optic, is anything that's on the gun or around the gun, i.e. oil or dust, gets right up here on that front lens, which is just poking out, super easy to get to. So like I said, there's plenty of math of why this thing sucks. There's very little bit of math of why these things are good. So if you're buying a red dot, you're an idiot. If you're buying an M17, I get it, it'd be a good collector's model. But as far as like a duty gun or a carry gun, God help them, I guess. That is it. Anyway, that's my review. There's 6 good guns. You can buy any of these guns anywhere in the world. They're really great. Way, way good. SIG, not so good. I would put this on par with a Springfield XDM. That's how terrible it is. Which everybody knows that Springfield XDMs are terrible. That should not be a surprise. But anyway, that is all. Carry on.